Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday, just after 8 o'clock here on this August 7th. I want to remind you, of course, we're live every weekday morning on Facebook. We make it into a podcast after we're done. You can find that at inform.com/podcast. Just look for the Inform Minute. We're also on our Inform YouTube channel and live every weekday morning on air from 5 to 7. All right, Scott, Lydia here. Forecast-wise, could we talk a little bit about what happened over the weekend? Because we had so much rain.
It was a soaker.
Or some of us, I should say.
Yeah, some of us did. Fargo got hit pretty hard with some of that rain. I had 3.6 in my gauge at my house. Official at the airport was 3.16. Our gauge here at WDAY had 3.8. So I'd say anywhere between 3 and 4 is a reasonable mark for the Fargo area. Of course, it's going to vary a little bit from spot to spot. Grand Forks had 3/4 of an inch at the National Weather Service. On the south end of town, about 1.25 inches. So again, it can vary a little bit. And then further north of Grand Forks was nothing. A drop if you were lucky. So
And they need it up there?
They really need it up there. That's where we do have the worst drought conditions on our drought monitor, right near the international border, especially on the North Dakota side. So there are more rain chances in the forecast, though. So if you're still hoping for a drink of water, I've got a good shot. Looking like Thursday. Could be a good soaker. I'd say 1 inch is easy in some spots. Could easily get a little bit higher. We'll try to pin down those details, how much, the timing, those sorts of things as we get closer, because we're still a few days away, obviously. Otherwise, today we have some wildfire smoke. It's a little hazy. Our air quality is reduced. We're down into that moderate category. If you want to look up the air quality, airnow.gov is the proper website to go to. So if you want to look that up, you can just type in your town, your zip code, what have you, and it'll tell you what your air quality is looking like and kind of what those categories mean, because they can be a little confusing. So I think that'll stick around today. Otherwise, temps near 80, light wind, low humidity, pretty comfortable day. Spotty sprinkles possible this afternoon. They would be just sprinkles. I think most of us will stay completely rain-free, but don't be surprised to catch a raindrop in the afternoon. And then some thunder showers are possible tomorrow. There's a cold front dropping in, especially for areas up north, but they're widely scattered, so still lots of dry spots in between those small little cells. Spotty rain chances then are still there on Wednesday. It's Thursday where we have the next best chance for rain. I'm going to call Thursday a rainy day. Looks kind of cloudy, gloomy. I was looking at the forecast and making my menu plan yesterday, and we're making chili on Thursday. Just because I think it's that kind of day, you know? I'm also starting to crave fall weather a little bit. And
are you?
Yeah, okay. I am. So I'm going to make chili on Thursday, which it should be a good indication to you. I'm going to
try to not hold it against
you. I know.
I do not want weather to be, or I don't want summer to be over.
No, I get it. Yeah, so I think Thursday looks kind of like a gloomy, rainy, cooler day. Temps are still in the lower 70s, so I mean, it's not like it's
not cold by
cold. It's not like the 40s, but I'm going to eat chili.
Okay, I'll give you that.
I think that's everything. Yeah, we got your rain totals. Watch out for air quality. Otherwise, we'll hold off on best chances for rain on Thursday. Could hear a little thunder tomorrow, though.
Okay, sounds great.
Thanks, guys.
All right, jumping into some of our news headlines today. We've been reporting this for quite some time now, but today is the day. Governor Doug Burgum heading to Texas so that he can visit the North Dakota National Guardsmen and women who are at the U.S. border. He's going to be visiting the 100 members of the Wahpeton-based company that he deployed there. They recently started a 30-day mission to support Operation Lone Star, helping secure the border. Burgum's also going to visit the 125 members deployed to support Border Patrol. On the campaign trail, Burgum continues to make stops across the country while running for president. The first Republican presidential debate now just around the corner, August 23rd, so a couple weeks away. 7 candidates have qualified to take part, including Burgum.
Meantime, North Dakota lawmakers are working with the U.S. Senate and U.S. House to try to expand the state's ports of entry. Right now, of the 18 ports that border Canada, only 2 operate 24 hours a day. Lawmakers say of these restrictions, they've been frustrating for people on both sides of the border. Now, some of them were put in place due to COVID, but those policies are still in effect right now. And then others have been in place since before the pandemic, so they're kind of trying to revise what those policies look like.
Today, U.S. Senator Kevin Cramer is hosting a roundtable discussion in Fargo focused on the Farm Bill. He's hosting that discussion at NDSU's Berry Hall. Big name with him today, Arkansas U.S. Senator John Boozman. He's a big deal because he's the ranking Republican member of the Senate's Agriculture Committee. Authorization of the 2023 Farm Bill is set to expire on September 30th. And they're asking for people's input. So if you can go, you can let them know what you think should be included in the new farm bill. That discussion starts here in less than an hour at 9 o'clock this morning on NDSU's campus.
Of course, a big bill that impacts a lot of farmers and that kind of thing around here. So keep you updated on what's said there. Starting today, if you want to speed up your security process at the Hector International Airport, you can do so by enrolling in TSA PreCheck. People from the FM area can enroll in that program for the next 5 days. On average, people who use TSA PreCheck wait less than 5 minutes in security lines. It really speeds up the process. You can apply online on TSA's website, or you can also do it at the airport itself. There's a temporary enrollment center set up. That's going to be open from 8 o'clock in the morning, each day this week, to noon, and then also 1 to 5. So go get that done if you want to.
Grand Forks has created the first traveling dispatch center team in the country. It's in response to a nationwide problem, understaffing at dispatch centers. They're working with a company called Motivation. They've actually assisted North Dakota in the past, including during the 1997 flood. Works a lot like you've heard of traveling nurses. It's similar. They have traveling dispatchers. They can stay anywhere from a couple days to a couple of months on assignment. And we're hearing now that 10 other states have followed suit, and they've started creating their own traveling dispatch teams as well. So interesting.
Yeah. All right, starting this morning in Moorhead, a stretch of First Street South will be closed. It's part of a bigger project that's going on right now. It starts at Elm Street and 6th Avenue South, then it runs from Elm to First on 7th Avenue South. Then First Street is closed all the way to 11th Avenue South. So kind of just that whole area is a little bit of a mess right now, but that's how the summer months go, it seems like. But during this project, people living in that area will lose direct access to their driveways. However, your garbage will still get picked up. This phase of this current project expected to last 4 to 5 weeks.
Today, the West Fargo School Board is meeting to finalize next year's budget. Among the things that the board is set to discuss is the overall mill levy. It's expected the board will reduce the overall levy and potentially lower the burden on taxpayers, the school district portion of your property taxes anyway. It would be the 3rd year in a row that the district has done that. Doesn't necessarily mean, however, that your taxes will go down. It really depends on your property valuation, but several factors have gone into lowering the tax, like an increase in property value and more income coming from different revenue streams.
Right now, we are tracking the condition of the last Fargo police officer who is still in the hospital after the deadly July 14th shooting in Fargo. Tyler Hawes is still in the hospital this morning, but we did get some great news over the weekend. Officer Andrew Dotis, he is now out of the hospital. He was released from Sanford. You've probably seen the video on social media already. It's
if
emotional.
You haven't yet, inform.com, Fargo PD has it posted as well.
Go check it out.
Really
very emotional.
You're right.
You can see him stand up out of the wheelchair, walk out of the building with his family to a round of applause from, I don't know, dozens of people in there.
Nurses, guard members, police officers.
Of course, great news there that he's out. He's going to continue his recovery at home. Officer Hawes still in the hospital. Whenever we hear any new updates on his condition and his recovery, we'll pass those along as well.
Today marks the deadline for former President Donald Trump's legal team to file their response to a request preventing him from spreading key case details and evidence. It's a big day today. It's part of the probes into possible election interference and his involvement in the January 6th riots. The 5 p.m. deadline comes after a denial to Trump's legal team for a 3-day extension to respond. Special counsel Jack Smith issued the protective order. He believes that the former president could use his social media to disclose evidence or even intimidate witnesses.
All right, Hot Mike, you can watch it this morning from 9 to 11 on WDAY Extra and Inform.com. Today, Dom's going to be talking about historic weekend in college sports and what all those moves mean for NDSU's hope of moving to FBS football. Plus, the Fargo Little Leaguers sit 2 wins away from a first trip to the World Series. We'll check in with the team in Indianapolis.
And remember, now is a great time to get your Inform.com subscription. 99 cents a month for your first 3 months. Just go to Inform.com/subscribe to check that out.
Yeah, and we got you covered the rest of the day on air as well. Watch our newscasts. Our next one's at 11 o'clock, then 4, 5, 6, 9, and 10 as well. And we'll be back for First News tomorrow morning from 5 to 7.
Have a great day, everyone.
Bye.